Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an absolutely amazing day. Can you believe we are almost through March? I can't believe how quickly this year is going. And I think it's important we remember to stop and pause and check in. Life can get busy. It can accelerate. The year can even take on a life of its own. And in order to live in a purposeful and mindful way, it's really important that we check in with ourselves, that we remember to stop and pause and feel in and check in and see if we're being who we want to be and how we want to be. Are we moving forward those things that matter most to us? And it's not with criticism, it's not with judgment, it's with, let me just check in and see, so that we're not operating an autopilot, but instead we're operating in a purposeful, mindful way, so that the choices we make, how we choose to be, the things we say yes to, the things we say no to, the activities that we do are actually building towards leading, becoming what we want to become. Because those choices that we make every single hour add up to your day, every day add up to your week, to your month, to your year, and to your life. So let's be mindful, purposeful in the choices that we're making. And the best way I know how to do that is remembering to stop, pause, and check in. And in March, I love to check in and see, are we moving forward those things that matter most? That excitement that we started the beginning of the year with, and the goals and the purpose and the things we're going to be implementing. Sometimes we can lose a little bit of that focus and momentum as the year goes on, as there are different distractions that can come at us and around us. Are we remembering to stay on course? Are we remembering to move forward the things that matter most to us? Today, in particular, we're going to be talking about being unstoppable. So how do we keep bringing our mission forward, keep bringing our purpose forward, keep bringing our goals forward, stay motivated, getting that forward momentum going again if it's slowed down a little bit? That's part of being unstoppable. We're continuing to move forward in powerful ways. And in particular, we're going to be talking about raising unstoppable teens. How can we raise up that next generation powerfully and purposely to be unstoppable? And I can tell you there's a lot of lessons in there for us too, to bring into our life so that we can model and be unstoppable. How do we raise unstoppable teams and businesses that can keep growing and going where they need to go and grow? How can we really live an unstoppable life? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm so honored to be spending this time with you, and I know our amazing experts are going to pour into you powerfully from the heart, soul, spirit, and wisdom and knowledge perspectives. But in order for you to receive everything that's here for you today, you need to be open to receiving. I know that can sound simple, but we can be so busy and distracted thinking about our to-do list, the next things, that we might be here in body, but our mind is elsewhere, our spirit's elsewhere. So I want to encourage you to purposely, mindfully choose to be fully present, to receive, be open to the wonderful way that information will come in, to learning something, to growing, to stretching, being open. And I want to assure you that there is something here for you today by the very nature that you tuned in. I know you would not tune in if there weren't something here for you. So we already know that. So let's be open to receiving everything that is here to support you, to serve you, to empower you, to help you move forward in an unstoppable way. Beautiful. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe, both hands on the wheel, just inwardly tuning in and being open and present. Those of you who are able to, I want you to sit back in the chair, feel it supporting you. Wonderful. Put both feet on the floor. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth like through a straw. Beautiful. And this type of breathing, keep breathing in. See how big you can make your belly. And then out. Lowers our stress levels. It helps bring us present. Brings oxygen to every cell in our body while it's lowering those stress, those cortisol levels. As it brings oxygen, it brings clarity, openness. We're able to be fully present, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And to help dial that up, let's put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe as you breathe. This is to mindfully, purposely bring you focused inward and listening. And as you do this, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, support you in being unstoppable? What do you need today? And let's add to that you are willing to receive because you have choice. See if that shifts the answer, the information a little bit. We're not asking how. How's a different question. What we're asking is, what is it? We're identifying, becoming clear on what it is you need today, real time, to support you on your journey. What do you need that you are willing to receive? Being unattached to how. Open. Wonderful. Receive that information and take another deep breath. Let's come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present, and take a moment and write down what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Part of writing it down helps you keep it top of mind so you're not distracted. You don't forget what it was that you identified that you need, because we can miss it sometimes. It can be right in front of us because we're looking the other way. We're forgetting what it is that we need, and we don't recognize the answer that can be in front of us sometimes. So take a moment to write it down. That's part of bringing it forward, bringing it into reality, and keeping it top of mind. And I want to encourage you to be unattached to how, meaning that your job isn't to figure out the how. Your job is to identify what it is you need and being open to receiving, and then being looking for it to come. Be looking for that answer. Being unattached to it. In fact, being excited about the amazing way that that answer will come that you never expected. Being open to the wonderful way that need will be met. That way we're open. We're not limiting by trying to figure out the how. Be open to letting it unfold in your life. Beautiful. And with that, we're going to go around our virtual room here. And as we do that, I want to invite you to really listen in to what our amazing guest experts share was on their heart when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. And my amazing experts, I'd love for you to share just 10 to 15 seconds when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. What is it that was laid on your heart? And with that, Miley, I would love for you to share.
Well, I had already been doing this actually earlier this week, but one of the things was to really refocus on my priorities in my business and the activities that support those priorities, and allowing my best relationship to support me in that as well.
Nice.
So learning to say no so I have more time to focus on my priorities and allowing the help and support.
I love that. So important that we prioritize, we learn to say, and we choose to say no to certain things so we can prioritize those things that matter, and allowing that support in. We don't have to do it all on our own. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Dr. Kimberly, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Contentment of just whatever space and place that I'm in the moment. And I feel like that is so powerful because when we're in a place of contentment, there's space and it allows for our awareness to kind of surface and give us new insight on how to move forward just by being content with where we are now.
Oh, and I feel like that takes some of the pressure off of always trying to push or move things in a certain direction that we can allow being content in that moment and connecting in so that we are aware and we do have in that insight. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And listeners, as we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I want to encourage you to use this time for you. Resist the urge of to-do lists and running and trying to get a couple of things done and creating stress instead. Stay present. As those commercials play in the background with programs and updates and information we want to know, secretly, this is 2 minutes carved out for you, just for you. An opportunity to really sink in and be and listen to what is being spoken into your heart and into your spirit, really connecting in so that you do have that clarity, so you can be content where you are and you can also look at where you're wanting to go. And with that, we'll look forward to continuing the conversation in just 2 minutes.
What's happening on the Voice America Talk Radio Network by keeping up with us on Twitter. You can find us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
We're on Alexa smart speakers and connected devices.
Hey, Alexa, play Being Here podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Try it now.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes that you gave yourself that opportunity to be, to receive, to really listen to what is being laid on your heart and spirit. Here's the magic of these moments. Throughout the show, we've built them in so you actually have time to process and incorporate things into your heart, into your spirit, on a cellular level during the show. Instead of getting added to your to-do list, you can actually start to embody and become some of the things that you're hearing today and processing today by taking those 2 minutes at a time. So at the end of the show, they're actually part of you and you're stepping forward in that way instead of increasing your someday to-do list, hopefully it happens kind of thing. Instead, you've already done it. It's part of you and you're getting to move forward from that place. So I encourage you, really utilize those 2 minutes. It can make a huge difference in your momentum and where you're wanting to go and how you're wanting to be. So welcome back. We've been talking about becoming unstoppable in our lives and in our businesses. So I'm thrilled to have you joining us. Our first amazing guest, I know you're going to love her heart and her spirit, is Dr. Kimberly Scher. She is a teen breakthrough expert and founder of Academy for Independence. She specializes in leadership, education, and personal development. She has over 20 years experience working with teens and their parents and has been recognized for her work in these areas by major medias like ABC, Fox, NBC, and CBS. She is a podcast host and international best-selling author who is passionate about raising unstoppable teens. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and unstoppable Dr. Kimberly Scher. Welcome!
Thank you, Rebecca. I am so honored to be here on your show.
I am thrilled to have you joining us today, and I love the subject we're going to be talking about, becoming unstoppable. And I'd love for you to share why this work, particularly with teens and their families, of being unstoppable. Why is that personally so important to you?
Wow. There are so many reasons why, but really it comes from my own story of when I was a teen and having low self-esteem and really not doing very well in school and not making very wise choices. And so then I had all these kind of limiting beliefs that formed and carried me into my adulthood, and I really had to unlearn a lot of those sabotaging beliefs. And so my passion is really to work with teens so that they can get rid of those limiting beliefs and some of the conditioning and self-judgments that are negative, and start embracing and discovering their values and their strengths and be more confident so that they can achieve their dreams.
I love that. I love your personal story and journey. You really understand and how you are now have come full circle to supporting teens and their families. And I'd like to take just a moment on that because I've had the opportunity of talking with you before. And so I'm familiar with some of what you're sharing with the world. And one of the things I really like about your work is that you support the parents as well. And I'd love for you just to touch on that a little bit.
Well, as difficult as adolescence is for teens, it can be equally as difficult for parents and navigating through that. So I also have a passion to really support parents so that they can support their teens with greater ease and also have a more peaceful relationship with their teen and self-compassion as they're moving through it.
Beautiful. There's something about those years that can just bring both the teens and their parents to a very challenging place. So I love that, creating ease and support for both in such a powerful way. And one of the ways that you've done that is this amazing book that you launched the beginning of the year. It became an international bestseller. It's Unstoppable Teens. Woohoo! Exactly. A parent and teen guide to empowerment, fulfillment, and achievement. Would you share a little bit about what inspired you to, because I know it's a huge undertaking to bring a book forward.
Right.
What inspired you to do that and to design it the way that you did? Because it's very unique how you created this book.
Thank you. Really what inspired me was because the teen years are some of the toughest years in a teen's life, and in a person's life, and that goes for parents as well. And I guess teens, one of the main developmental issues with teens is discovering who they are and figuring out their purpose, and while still kind of having anxiety with how they measure up, and the peer pressure, academic pressure, and parental expectations. And so really I was inspired to write it to support teens, to give them skills and exercises to take a deeper dive into really who they are and what they stand for, and give them a voice, or tap into their own inner voice. And also to support parents with, how do teens think, and what, how do I get them to communicate and foster the relationship that they really want with their teen through the challenges and, unfortunately, some of the tears. So
thank you for I appreciate that. And one of the things I was reflecting on as I'm thinking about your book is you actually have these two sections. Like the first half is for the teens, and then the second half are for the parents, because they have very different needs during those years. And I love how you come alongside. And what's kind of cool about having both in the same book is, parents, you want to get a little insight into what the teens are learning and exploring, and perhaps ways you can support that. You can read some of their sections. And the same thing for the teens. You want to see some of what the parents are learning and exploring, and perhaps their side of things. I just think it's so powerful. And personally, as I read it, I found it encouraged me in different ways, in different areas of thinking, and helped me explore becoming unstoppable in the various areas that you support us in this book. I'd love for you to share anything in addition to that you want to share with us today about the book.
Sure. Unfortunately, I'm visiting my daughter, so the dogs, hopefully they're not too much of an interruption, so I apologize for that. Actually, the first section is for parents, and the second section is for teens. And absolutely, I devised it that way. Both sections have parallel topics, and I did it that way because I wanted teens to be able to thrive separately if they chose to, but also this book is a way that parent and teen can thrive together as they journey through the book. And I've incorporated some of the science, again, and not only in the parent section, but also in the teen section, a little bit lighter, just so that they understand kind of what's really going on a biological level, so to speak. And I also developed a model in that book, and it's the only model I know of that took some research on what it means to be unstoppable and distilled it into 7 elements. And those 7 elements begin with purpose, and they weave through, kindness and perspective and strategies for success and peak at leadership. And again, the book is filled with exercises, tips, quizzes for both parents and teens to just go a bit deeper and to give them some skills to get rid of some of that conditioning I was talking about earlier that no longer serves them as well. So, yeah.
Beautiful. And I know in addition to the book, you have released 2 journals, one for the teens and one for the parents, and these are separate. And I love on the teen journal, you have a big stamp that says confidential for the teens. I just wanted to see if you wanted to share. All these tools and resources are available on Amazon. So her book, Unstoppable Teens, you can find on Amazon, as well as her beautiful journals. And I just wanted to give you a moment to share about the journals.
I'm excited about the journals. In each journal, there are writing tips as well, or writing prompts, I should say, as well as inspirational quotes. But journaling is actually, there's research that has proved that journaling has health benefits. In addition to, it's through our journaling and releasing some of those, feelings and thoughts that we can really then reflect back and see those golden nuggets, which can guide our path moving forward. And in the book, Unstoppable Teens, that's something I often suggest as an exercise. I mean, there are specific exercises that you can journal about. So having a companion journal is perfect to as you move on this unstoppable journey with your team.
Perfect. Thank you. I love that you've created that and built tools to support teens and their families so powerfully. In addition to that, I know you're launching a podcast too. So that's going to be launching next month. We're excited about that and wanting you to be able to share a little bit about your podcast and what we can look forward to in it and where we can find it, all of that beautiful information.
I'm super excited about the podcast. And the way I have it planned, it's really for parents of middle school, high school, or college teens, young adults. And I want to, on that podcast, interview experts who will offer skills and tips that come alongside the Unstoppable Teen model and the themes that are presented in the book, and really taking a bit of a deeper dive into some of those areas. And I'm also super excited about showcasing a teen once a month so that they have a platform to share their message, to not only inspire other teens, but even possibly parents too. So in that respect, some of the episodes, teens might really want to listen in on, so parents can share that. And it's on the Empowered, I'm not even sure what channel it's on yet or what it's going to be on. Rebecca, you can help me with that one.
Sure. It's on Empowered
Network.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on Empowered Connections. You're right on track there. Empowered Connections TV. So we're excited. It'll be a video podcast launching in April, and it's also available on Voice America TV network. It's going to be available a few different places, but the best way to find it will be going to RHG. So my initials, RHG, Rebecca Hall Greider, RHG TV, like television, network.com, and you'll be able to see her beautiful show. And what is it called?
Raising Unstoppable Teens.
Yay! I hope you could feel my hands raised as we're raising them up. So I love it. I love it. Beautiful. We're excited about your show. Can't wait to share it out in the world. I know your books and tools and resources are helping so many. And our time has gone so quickly. We're getting ready to go to our next commercial break. Listeners, those of you who are wanting to connect deeper with Dr. Kimberly, towards the end of the show, we're going to let you know how to do that. So as we go to this commercial break, I want to encourage you to really stop for a moment. Take a breath. Feel in and see how being unstoppable, how is that connecting with you? Are you leaning in and excited and on purpose? Is it feeling a little bit daunting? What is it that you need to support you? Let's identify that, the next step in your journey to support you, because life is not a solo journey. We get to walk beside each other. We get to support each other. So as we lean into this next commercial break, enjoy these 2 minutes, and we'll look forward to talking to you again in just a moment.
What's happening on the Voice America Talk Radio Network by keeping up with us on Twitter. You can find us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
We're on Alexa, smart speakers, and connected devices.
Hey, Alexa, play Being Here podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Try it now.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you gave yourself an opportunity to feel into how being unstoppable is connecting with you and how is that feeling. In fact, I want to encourage you to go back to the very beginning of the show when we took a moment to stop, pause, and identify what it is that you need, what's being laid on your heart. And take a look at your note there. It's great to connect in, to check in, and as we get ready for this next segment, be listening with ears that are ready to hear and receive all of those things that are going to support you on your journey. Our next amazing expert, the amazing and powerful Maile Colmer, is going to be sharing with us about networking and team building and how to really keep that momentum going in your business and in your life, being unstoppable. So let me introduce you to the wonderful Maile. So Maile Colmer is a networking expert and team building guru who grew up shy and introverted, and knows the pains of feeling alone in a room full of people. She gained confidence and experience to now boldly walk into a stadium and connect with an audience with a team by her side. She is passionate about helping you have the right business connections and relationships and build a team that believes in you. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful, connected, and dynamic Maile Colmer to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
You are welcome. My hands were raised. I hope you felt that. I am thrilled to have you here. Great. I love your journey of being shy and introverted, because people who meet you now would never think those things of you. That you stand out as a leader and an influencer and an expert in so many different ways. So I just celebrate your journey and your willingness to then now come back and help so many others really have a dynamic and powerful impact. And I'd love for you to share why helping people have the right business relationships and build teams, why is that personally, that work so important to you?
It is really important to me to help people build better business relationships and just relationships in general, because I am naturally shy and introverted, and sometimes my own natural tendency is to cave and put myself in a isolated situation. And what I've learned is that when I connect with other people who have similar values and similar goals, I can go even further than I could imagine on my own. Mm-hmm. And the growth that I personally have experienced as a human, as a business owner, as a woman, has been extraordinary. And I think that journey of personal development, personal awareness, and growth is part of the human experience. And whenever we can positively support others in that journey, it's an honor and a privilege and a delight to do so. And I want other people to have that growth experience, to better have a quality of understanding of who they are, what their personal passion and mission is in life, and to be able to enjoy it through and with other people. I think that's some of the best experiences in life that we do are experienced with other people. So.
Yes, it adds such a richness, and that we can have that in our personal life, we can have that in our business life, and we don't need to do the journey alone. And I love how you're sharing that when we come alongside and there is a common vision, a common set of goals that we're looking to achieve, certain things that are important to us, and you connect with others in that way, you can go so much further with others coming alongside you and uniting in that. And it's amazing what can be created. And I think that's so powerful and beautiful that we can come together and support each other, but it takes that connection. We have to be willing to connect to make that happen. So I love that. And your passion and conviction in this space is really, really beautiful. Like, and you have walked what you're sharing. And I think that resonates and comes through so powerfully in the share that you had with us, in what you've shared with us so far, I should say. Oh, I'd like to jump to, absolutely. I'd like to jump to team building a little bit, because we talked about those connections and having them, and that we can have people come alongside us, and how fulfilling and rich that can be. What are tips to building those better connections and relationships so we can have that?
That's an excellent question, Rebecca. The first step I would say is to invite others in. Again, just using myself as my own guinea pig, I can sometimes appear a little. I've been told I'm intimidating, and I can be reserved and have a wall up. And part of that is my protective exterior to protect my warm, bushy interior. And so what I had to learn, and it was a protective mechanism for someone who was shy and introverted and can get my feelings hurt. What I learned is when you invite other people in, when you have some vulnerability and that allow people to get to know you, that you can really connect on a deeper level, because everyone has those human experiences, and not to think that you're alone in those experiences. So one of the things in this inviting in concept is to share something personal, even in a professional setting, something that connects us as human beings. So that would be my first tip. A few other tips is to see how you can help other people. I truly believe in the law of reciprocity. If we give, we will in turn receive, and what we give out will come back to us. So giving, and again, even asking for help can be a give. If you ask someone for their advice, that's a compliment to them, that you trust them and respect them. And people, I think, are wired to help one another. So either giving or receiving support and help. Also understanding people at a deeper level. I do DISC training, which I know a lot of people have heard of and have experienced, especially in the corporate world. It's taught in so many companies worldwide. But it's the 4 behavioral styles. And just understanding how people operate and think, what their fears are, what their motivations are, what language they tend to use, and all of that can help us connect and understand where people are coming from, so we can better relate to them. And
Thank
then
you.
with all relationships, there's time. So see people over time, continue to build the relationships over time, and they will deepen.
Beautiful. Thank you. Lots of great information and tips for you to take a moment and digest and take in. I love that, the allowing time, understanding a little bit more about each other, because we're not all wired the same, and that's good. and appreciating that and learning, and that's part of what can lead to great connection. So I love that. Beautiful sharing information, lots of great tips. And I also, as we're looking at being unstoppable, as we're looking at springing forward, keeping that momentum going, there are times that we can feel like we're in a little bit of a slump. Now, I'm not saying you have ever experienced that, but we may know somebody that has. And I would love to have you share a tip or a piece of advice of how we can perhaps get out of that slump if we happen to be in one, or we know somebody that is. How can we come alongside them to help continue to move forward those things that matter to us and matter to them?
I think that's an excellent question. If you are in business for yourself, I believe it's a universal experience that we do go through slumps. They may be slumps in our revenue, but it could be just slumps in our mindset and in our feeling about, and our effort. So I have two main tips to get out of a slump. Number one is to plug in with the people around you in your, what I call your support network. And people, of course, we want to look for people who are positive and supportive. The great Harvey Mackay said to dig your well before you're thirsty. And that's really about, in my interpretation, building those relationships before you need them. So when you do need them, you have people to go to when you're in a slump. And you can say, hey, I need some help, or even just to get out and be around other people who are like-minded and positive and supportive to get you in a fresh perspective, or to get you out of your hole and see a bigger picture. And part of that can be plugging into podcasts and radio shows like the one you're on and listening to right now. So keep plugging in to this show and other people that you like to follow, because that's always a breath of fresh air. We always can get some ideas and perspective out of those. And then just definitely being around people. And then the second thing I would say is to take action. So if you're in a slump, the best way to get out of the slump is to take action and get in motion. So start making those calls, those follow-ups, do some marketing or whatever it is that you need to do in your business, or take action, or maybe that's, get on your treadmill and walk a mile, right? Whatever that is, literally get in motion can be very helpful. So plug into your support network and take action. Get moving.
Thank you. I love that. And being proactive about building your network. I think that was really great advice as well, reminding us to do that. So it's not just when we suddenly have this need and we look up and we don't know who to reach out to, but building it proactively in our life and growing that those connections and allowing that support in. And then I love that. Just take action, start moving, even if it's not. A movement will lead towards what you're wanting to bring forward. But we've got to start moving and taking some steps. So I love that's a great way to get out of our slump. Well, our time has gone so quickly. Is there one last share that you would like to bring forward with our listeners today?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot lately with mastermind groups, and I run mastermind groups myself, and I've participated in mastermind groups over the years. And I would say to look for a mastermind group or a type of group that is a support network where you can share ideas, get to talk about, any obstacles that you're facing or ideas you want to put in motion to get that support to be able to allow you to live the life you want to live, have the business you want to have, and become the next best version of yourself. So find a group, find a mastermind group, find whatever support network that will help support you in whatever endeavors that you would like to do.
Beautiful. Thank you. Great advice and wisdom that we can find those groups and get that support, that we don't need to go it alone, and you can have a community, a small, powerful group like that is supporting you on your journey can make a huge difference. Plus, tapping into each other's wisdom and expertise can make a huge difference on the journey as well, because together, amazing things can be created. Beautiful, Miley. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing today. I really appreciate it. I know our listeners have gotten a lot of value out of what you've shared. And as we go to our next commercial break, I want to encourage you all to take a moment to really stop and process and think about the tips and wisdom that Miley has shared with us today to support us in building unstoppable relationships and growing our businesses to where we're wanting them to move forward, and how important it is to have those connections, to have those support systems along the way. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes, and we'll be sharing how you can go deeper with Miley and Dr. Kimberly. We look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
What's happening on the Voice America Talk Radio Network by keeping up with us on Twitter. You can find us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
We're on Alexa smart speakers and connected devices.
Hey, Alexa, play Being Here podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Try it now.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you, that you gave yourself the opportunity to be present, to breathe, connect in, and receive everything that is here for you. And I hope you feel the connection and the support, that we are of a common heart, mind, and spirit to come alongside you and support you to live an empowered and powerful life on purpose and with great purpose. And every week we are honored to connect in with you and to support you on your journey. So thank you for leaning in and letting us be part of your lives, letting us be part of your journey and cheer you on, because we can't wait to see you shine, wait to see you sharing your gifts and your talents and your abilities out in the world, because you're absolutely needed for such a time as this. And with that, I wanted to add on additional support that's available to you. And our amazing Dr. Kimberly and our amazing Miley are going to share how you can connect with them further, take things to a deeper level. These are powerful connections to have and to add into your life, as well as they both have free gifts. And who doesn't like a free gift, right? So they're going to share with you how you can tap into that free gift and really be supported on your journey. So with that, Miley, let's start with you. Can you share how they can follow you, connect, go deeper, as well as your amazing free gift?
Absolutely. So my business name is Asentiv. It's ASENTIV. And specifically, it's Asentiv Contra Costa, which is here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So my website is contracosta.asentiv.com. And I also have a YouTube channel that you can search by Asentiv Contra Costa as well. And my free gift is I do send out a video tip every Wednesday morning that has to do with building better business relationships, referral business, and mastermind groups, masterminding. So if you would want more information on that, you can check out my website again, contracosta.asentiv.com, and you'll find more information there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing. And what a wonderful opportunity to get tips halfway through the week on Wednesdays. So I love that you're offering that to us. Thank you. And then
Hump day, as they say in the corporate world.
Exactly. So we want to keep them moving forward, unstoppable. So it's perfect timing.
That's right.
And then Dr. Kimberly, I'd love for you to share how people can connect with you, go further, and about your amazing free gift.
My company is Academy for Independence. My website is AFI4me.com. And if you go to the website, there is a free gift, an ebook titled Overcoming Your Teen's Biggest Challenges. And in that ebook, it gives practical tips on how to be more of an active, non-judgmental listener to your teen, ways that different communications can land for your teens, and how we just to be aware of that so that we're sending different messages, more positive ones to them, as well as time management techniques, etc. So just go to the website and you'll be able to find that gift. I also have a parent support Facebook community, and you can just type in your search bar, Raising Unstoppable Teens, and in that group, there are worksheets and some other things, topics that I cover pertinent to teens and parents, so to support parents more. And and then also on my website, at the very end of the homepage, is a place to sign up for updates and events, new products that are happening, and of course to get links to my soon-to-be-launched podcast, Raising Unstoppable Teens.
Wonderful. Thank you. And do you mind giving your website address one more time?
Sure. It's AF, as in Frank, I, the number 4, me.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listeners, I encourage you to connect with both Dr. Kimberly and Miley on a deeper level. I know you will value the tips and resources they're making available to you, as well as being able to follow them. So I encourage you to lean in. They're amazing women, leaders, and very collaborative and supportive in helping you on your journey. And listeners, as you get ready to go back out into the world, I want to remind you of a couple things. One, you are absolutely needed just as you are. That you were made and designed and crafted beautifully for such a time as this. And the biggest gift you can give the world is being willing to share a little bit more of you, being willing to be present, being willing to share out your gifts and your talents. So as we go forward and you go back out into the world, I want to encourage you to be willing, choose to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.